Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that a lot of us in the audiopile community has been wondering. Where is the Chord Hugo 3, right? It's been years since the release of Hugo 2, which I have here right now, and many of us expected its successor by now. And instead, Chord recently released something very different, the Suzi Preamp and Amp, and we're going to dive into why might that be. The original Chord Hugo launched back in 2014 and really shook up the portable DAC amp world. Then Hugo came to in 2017, which brought huge improvements in the FPGA top length, design, and portability. Since then, the Hugo lineup has become iconic, powerful, portable with the unmistakable chord sound. And naturally, people started waiting for the Hugo tree, right? Because, it's been a while. However, we're still waiting and waiting and waiting. But yeah, let's do some recap, right? This Hugo 2 is somehow, let's remove this from the cover so we can see. This is, by the way, they are one of the leather, a synthetic leather you can purchase separately. And here is the um, Hugo to itself, the device. And yeah, there's a lot of videos out there. We don't need to really discuss every features of this, but basically, do you have four buttons here? One for power, one for this, um, like same thing like it's like a filter, and then doing some variations on your sound. And this is the input. If you want to color coded, connection like your Bluetooth, your wired, and other things, right? And then here we have this, the power adapter. Socket, and then of course the light indicator. And then here we have, um, a two socket here for our audio, 3.5 and 6.1, I think. And then we have these two RCA right and left for analog output. And of course, you can use also this coax and optic connection. Um, yeah, that's a quick recap, and it's been 2025 and still we haven't doing a next release for Chord Hugo 2. And I think this device still sound good. Of course, we all know that our ears are judgmental. Something may sound very good to you, but not to others. So it's really something varies and depend on your ears. So why you haven't seen a Yugo tree yet? I think there are a few reasons, right? That makes sense when you look at the chords philosophy and current market. I think number one is the technology maturity. The Yugo 2 already delivers insane level of performance, and I can really attest to this. Like, I've been trying to compare this with latest DAX out there, but yeah, still I really like this performance and the output of the sound. Um, you know, Maybe Chord may feel that the FPGA tech that they're using hasn't advanced yet enough to justify Hugo 3. Especially with their long development cycles. I think number two is the product line balance. Chord has the Hugo 2, TT2, and Dave, and then now the Suzi in the lineup. Releasing a Chord Hugo 3 Tucson could, maybe cannibalize their sales of their high end, models, because this high end models are really top to beat, So releasing too soon with Hugo 3 and competing with them with their high end, or more high end, right? That could be problematic in the sales because you're going to get compare between the prices, right? And number three, I think market shift. Probably I don't know, but recently, we noticed that portable high-end audio has shifted towards streaming decks, dongles, and desktop setups, different things like that. And Chord may be recalculating what the Hugo line should be before committing to Hugo 3. Um, Instead of Hugo 3, right, we got the Suzi preamp and amp. This is the Chord going in slightly new direction. And Suzi is designed as compact, high quality preamp and a headphone amplifier, which I think they built this for people who want a desktop system with the serious power and refinement. And of course, making sure that your Yugo 2 are still usable, right? Because sometimes with a lot of devices out there recently coming out, you tend to put away your old stuff that you don't no longer uses, right? Um, so I think key talking points here is that I think Suzy show scored focusing on the desktop listening experience rather than just being portable. Like, I mean, when I was in the airport, right? This is really like cool thing to handle, right? It's just right in the mini bags, or if you have a large packet, then it is right. Then having this like portability, like when you go outside, you have this, and then when you go, uh, you're home, right? You basically have you just one plug in or plug and play away from the Zuzi, and everything kind of delivers a different kind of sound system for your headphone. And so yeah, that's something probably they want to do. And basically, I think the second one is it aligns with their philosophy of modular systems, right? You can combine Sushi with their DACs, like QS or even higher end, gear. And I think, last but not least is maybe it signals a chords recognition that more listeners are moving toward home setups with big headphones or powered monitors, just rather than just being, portable. So, what does it mean for all of us Hugo fans, right? Is it not that the Hugo tree will never come, or will more likely that Chord is waiting for a real breakthrough before releasing it? The Hugo line has always been about innovation, just not just you know an incremental updates. But until then, I think the Hugo 2 is still extremely competitive, even in 2025. Now with Suzy, I think Chord expanding rather than replacing it. So we will see, right? In the end, the lack of Hugo 3 is less about delays and more about Chord being, deliberate, I think, right? Because they'd rather release something revolutionary than just an upgrade for the sake of it. Um, and that's what they've been doing since the beginning, right? And with the Suzuki preamp and amp, they're showing us that they're exploring new ways to deliver the chord sound. Personally, yeah, I'm still enjoying my Yuga 2 every day. um and I'll be to probably be first in line if Yugo 3 finally arrives. um and yeah, this is really pretty solid. I mean, I have um here my other old school setup, um and this is really good. By all means, right? I know it's junky, it's kind of huge, and it's really heavy, but yeah, these guys called Hugo 2, and this IFI IDSD with the Aslan Kern, these are really still good, man. You can just easily defeat these guys. um but yeah, what do you think? Should Chord Hugo release, or I mean, should Chord release a Hugo Treason, or kind of, we're going to happy embrace them branching into the new gear like Suzi? Yeah, let me know in the comments, right? And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more audio file content. See you next time. Bye.